Muscle Lord of the DMV Drakes, and I'm going to be bringing you a advanced deck Beelzemon unboxing video today. So we can start off with the packaging. Not really sure how to do an unboxing video, but we're just going to play this one by ear. But we'll start with the box. Actually, this is going to sound probably really weird or mundane compared to the rest of the actual video, but I actually like what they did with the box this time. Now, I know like usually we have the really small boxes that just fit the deck and some cardboard around it, but since this one comes with sleeves, they've gone with a bigger box and there's like more space on the inside. I opened up another one early because I did buy two. But as you see on the front, we have the new art for this starter deck Beelzemon, as well as the new Warp Itmon card on the front. So I think that's really nice. On the side, we have the 3 types of cards that are going to be in the deck, which technically should say 4 types of cards. I guess you're counting the Digi-Egg and the Digimon cards as one. But we've got the Digimon cards with Balmon on here, the Digi-Eggs with the Yamon card, the Tamers with the Ai and Mako, and the option cards with the, I think it's Rivals Barrage. I haven't actually read the name. It's been a while. And then on the other side, there's nothing. So let's get into this. I did go ahead and pre-slice it open just to have this ready so I wouldn't have to be fiddling with like a knife trying to open this. But this is what I'm saying. I like this packaging. It is clear, it is concise, and it lifts up. So we'll start with the less interesting stuff first. One of the things that this advanced starter deck comes with is a Beelzemon playmat, which I actually thought was a really nice touch considering no other deck comes with it. It's got the new art on it. It's I think this is the standard size of the standard size mat that they give with most of their pricing too. So it's nice. It's got the layouts, it's got the guides. I think it was a nice thing to add. We'll move on from that though. Don't have to look at that too long. Next we'll move on to the sleeves, so I'm going to save the card for last. I actually really like these sleeves. I like how clean and concise the back of the sleeve is. It has the Digimon logo, it has Beelzemon art with a nice B here, which can, be applied to Beelzemon as well as Beelstar, because Beelstar does have some representation in this set. But we're going to move on from that. So the deck comes with, the advanced starter deck comes with the actual deck, and then I think what Bandai called them was switch cards, but, hold on, let me let it focus, okay. It's mostly just the alternate art cards it's mostly just alternate arts for some cards that were announced a while ago. I am going to save those for last though, and we're going to get into the actual deck cards. So I'm not fully sure on the ratios on all of these, but we'll start off with the Yamon, the new egg. We do have 4 of these. This is the one that when you attack, if you have camera, it's not gonna focus, where if you have Wizard, Demon Lord, if you have Wizard or Demon Lord in your traits, you can trash 2 when attacking. Pretty basic egg. It just facilitates a lot of what the deck can do. I'll flip that over. Next, we've got the Warp Itmon. I think this is one of the 3 SRs from the deck. This is one that when you attack, if you have 20 or more cards in your trash, you can Digivolve into Beelzemon for a cost of 3. As long as that Beelzemon card was in your trash, ignoring other requirements. And its inheritable is that when this stack trashes a card from your deck, you can pop a level 3 Digimon on your opponent's field. So I think that's just a pretty solid card to have in here. Next, we've got a full playset of the new Candlemon. This Candlemon is on play, trash the top 2 cards of your deck. And on deletion, if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, you can draw 1. So it's a pretty basic trash 2 on play, and then just throw it into the security, draw 1. Again, pretty solid card. Next, we have another playset, this one of Fascomon. I think that's how you pronounce it. This one is a 3-drop 2 KDP blocker that can attack. That's it. There's nothing really special about it. We're just gonna move on from this one. Next, we've got another playset. This one is called Porcupamon. Yeah, Porcupamon. This is at a 4-drop 4K DP blocker that on deletion allows you to trash 2 cards from the top of your deck. So it's just another card to facilitate play, but this one, at least when it dies, you can trash 2, so that is pretty handy. Next, we're going to move on to another playset. They put a lot of playsets in here. This one is of Witchmon. Witchmon is a 5-cost, 5K DP level 4. When digivolving, you can trash 3 cards from your deck, and its inheritable is that any Digimon with Wizard or Demon Lord in its traits get plus 2 KDP. Again, another pretty solid card to facilitate play for this deck, which is the general theme of all the cards in this deck. Next is Beelzemon, which is honestly one of the, it's like, I say top 5 cards from this starter deck. Top 5 is really subjective, but my top 5, because this one is when digivolving, you can trash 3 cards from your deck. And then the other when digivolving effect is that this Digimon gains on deletion, if there are 10 or more cards in your trash, you can play a Beelzemon from your trash without paying its cost. And that effect, it gains that until the end of the opponent's turn. So this is pretty good if you want to move it out. If you want to move out your level 4 stack, digivolve into this, say you have to pass turn, well, at least you know that if it dies during your opponent's turn, you will be able to play a Beelzemon, and if not, you'll be able to go into a Beelzemon for your next turn. So I think that is a definite top 5 card in this deck. Next, we've got the man himself, the SR Beelzemon. This Beelzemon has a lot going on for it, and before I go into the actual what the card does, I want to point out the art. I actually really like the art on this. I like the new art style that a lot of the Beelzemon cards are looking to have. But this Beelzemon, when digivolving, you can trash the top 4 cards of your deck, and then all turns, once per turn, when a card is trashed from your deck, you can gain 1 memory for every 10 cards in your trash. So you can very easily make this cost, like, you can easily make this a 2-cost Evo, and continue your turn and swing, because this card does gain your turn once per turn. When a card is trashed from your deck, this Digimon gains sec +1 for the turn. Yeah, so this can easily start doing 2 checks a turn, basically every turn. Because when you swing with the, remember, the Yamon inheritable, you trash 2 cards, so this will trash 2 cards, and then you'll be able to gain the memory to extend your turn even more, as well as do another sec check. So that's always good. Next is Beelstar. Before I say my piece about it, I do like the art for this too. It does match the Beelzemon art style, and I really like that. I also like that this Beelstarmon is a different play style than the Beelstarmon from BT6. This Beelstar, when you would play this card from your hand, you can reduce the play cost by 4 for every 10 cards in your trash, which is very easy to reduce it by 8, making it a 5 cost, which only passes your opponent 2 memory if you have at least 3 memory, which is kind of easy to do with this deck because you do trash so many cards that can gain you memory, or that can even gain you extra effects to gain memory. All turns, once per turn though, when a card is trashed from your deck, you may play an Itmon from your trash without paying the cost. The Digimon played by this effect gain Rush for the turn. That right there is such an amazing effect, because you can put this on the field and then just start trashing, and then start swarming, and that is a really strong effect to do with this deck. And I feel like that is a very underrated effect that I don't see too often. And then its last effect is when an opponent's Digimon attacks, I can trash the top card of my deck, which will allow me to play the Itmon, give it Rush, and just get a bunch of effects rolling. I think this is definitely a top 5 card, at least from this deck. Next we've got Beelzemon Blast Mode. One thing I like about this card is, again, I will say it, the art. I think the art is beautiful on these. Like, I get comic book vibes from it, and I am a big comic book guy, so I'm always a fan of that. But, like the old Beelzemon, this card will pop opponent's Digimon when it gets trashed from your deck. But one thing that differs this from the EX2 Beelzemon is that this card, the level that it pops, which starts at 3, will increase by 1 for every 10 cards in your trash. Yeah. And then when you Digivolve, 1, it unsuspends the Digimon, so that is really nice right there. And then if you have 20 or more cards in your trash, you gain 3 memory. Basically being an Omni for game, but for Beelzemon. And I think that is such a strong card and such a good change from the previous EX2 Beelzemon, because there, after you swung for all your checks with that, unless you kept turn, it was basically just a 16 or 14, maybe 15. I forgot the exact DP number on it. Whatever number DP card on the field that could be killed next turn before you could get anything out, because usually that was the end of your turn. Next, we've got Ai and Mako. We've got a playset of these, which I like, because this card is what I've seen, at least in Japan Nationals, was used to facilitate a lot of wins. This card, on play, you can reveal the top 4 cards of your deck and add 1 Digimon card with Evil, Wizard, or Demon Lord and their traits among them to your hand, and place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So I think that's just a solid search for 3, basically a rookie. And then your turn, the other effect, when one of your Digimon Digivolves into a purple Digimon, you can suspend this tamer and place 1 card from your hand on top of your deck and gain 1 memory. So what you could do is, say you're Digivolving anything, you can put, and if you have a EX2 Itmon in your hand, if you Digivolve into something that has like a mill effect, you can mill the Itmon and then gain an extra 3 mills and potentially gain a butt ton of memory or pop something depending on what you mill. So these are just huge facilitators for the entire deck. I'm saying facilitators a lot for this, but this deck really speeds up Beelzemon, and I think it's going to become an absolute menace in the meta. Next is Rivals Barrage. I think Rivals Barrage is key for this deck, because 1, it is a 7-cost card, so you can play it in Beelstarmon, in a BT6 Beelstarmon deck if you wanted to. But when you play this, when this card is trashed from your deck, like the top line up here, you just place it in your battle area, so you'll be able to activate its main effect next turn, or its main delayed effect next turn. The regular effect, if you just hard drop this 7-cost card, is that you can delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the highest level. So if you desperately need to, and if they'll actually get deleted, you can drop this, pop a Digimon, and then place it in your battle area to wait till next turn to activate its delay effect, which is you can bring back, you can return 1 purple Digimon card or tamer from your trash to your hand. That right there solves most of the problems of this deck. When I played this deck before, a bunch of the problems I had is that I would end up milling all of my pieces, but this card solves that, because it allows me to just bring them back. And this is a true 4-cost, at least in the starter deck version of this deck. Maybe in Beelzemon X it'll change, but at least right now, it's a real 4-cost. It's a real full playset play. The next set of cards that came with the deck is BT2 Itmon. This is the Itmon that on deletion trashes 3. Pretty standard, really required for this deck. I like that they made it foil. I don't remember if it was foil before, but I like how they made it foil this time. Another playset of cards that came with the deck are the promo Wizardmon from the BT9. I think it was box, from the BT9 boxes. This is the one that when it's trash from your deck, gain a memory. So this, in conjunction with the EX2 Death Slinger, you can gain 8 memory. You can just gain memory from milling your cards, and it's a very high chance that you'll hit this. As well as your strong inheritable of when you're attacking, you can reveal 1 purple card in your hand and return it to the top of your deck. So you can use this in conjunction with the Eye in Mako to increase your mills even further to hit those 20, maybe 30 if you wanted to, trash count, so that you can swing into your opponent, get your effects off, and obliterate them in a quick fashion to move on to the next game. Next card that was reprinted for this was Skull Satamon. This is a solid card. I'm trying to decide if I want to run this or BT10 Balmon in my starter deck version of this deck. But this is a card where when you Digivolve, you can trash 2 cards from your deck to return 1 purple card with Demon Lord and its traits from your trash to your hand. This was really solid before, and it still is really solid because you can mill out your cards, mill a Beelzemon, do whatever effect that Beelzemon might have, and then just bring it back and Digivolve on top and do another effect. Plus, the inheritable of this is when a card is trashed from your deck, you gain a memory. So, again, the number of ways which you can gain memory in this deck. And memory blockers aren't even safe because most of the effects in this deck that gain memory can also pop low-cost Digimon. And then the last card that I am really happy was reprinted with Deathslinger from EX2. This is the one for a 4-cost you can delete one of your opponent's 4 level or lower Digimon, and for every 10 cards in your trash, increase the level by 1. It's a great deletion card after 20 cards in your trash. Play it for 4, pop a level 6. You can't get better than that. As well as when this card is trashed from your deck, gain a memory. So like that Wizardmon, a great card to mill from your deck, which will allow you to do a large number of plays. But that's going to do it for all of the regular cards in the deck. We do have this. I actually really like this. It's backwards. Wrong way. There we go. The Beelzemon and Itmon memory gauge that comes in what's it called? Deck boxes. So I think that's nice that they printed them again and that they actually look really good this time. So I'm going to set these over here. Turn that around. Actually, you know what? Let me just... There we go. Show you guys the card while I show you this the alternate arts. And then they did print out their standard set of instructions. I'm not going to read them to you. If you're watching this video, you probably know how to play. But next we're going to move into the Switch cards. I believe is what they're called, but they're really just alternate arts. It started off once more with... Actually, let me get my sleeves ready, because I think I had my... There they are. Gotta get my sleeves ready, I'm gonna sleeve them up afterwards. But yeah, so we'll start off with the Guilmon. Let me actually sleeve this homeboy up. Okay. Yeah, so this is the starter deck 7 Guilmon. This is the warp one that when you attack, if your opponent has a level 6 or higher on the field, you can warp into a level 6 with ignoring the requirements cost just by paying 4 memory. As well as with an inheritable, which I'm pretty sure you all already know, but I'll read it to you again anyway. When an opponent's Digimon is deleted, draw 1. And I really like the art because you have the Gallantmon up here, and then down here you have... I can't really tell what that Digimon is down here. Maybe Bearmon? Agumon, maybe? Whatever it is, it's really nice, and I'm really glad they made an alternate art for this, because most people... Actually, I don't think anyone knows, but I got Crossheart, Gallantmon, Beelzemon. They're all my main decks, so I'm really glad we got some support for those. But the next card is the starter deck 8 Vmon. Let me actually sleeve you up as well. This is the starter deck 8 Vmon. This one is it's the same as the Guilmon. Your turn, when your opponent has a level 6 or higher Digimon on the field, you can warp into a level 6, paying its memory cost of 4 and ignoring the Digivolution requirements, as well as with an inheritable of if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, you can draw 1. And in the background, someone pointed this out to me earlier, but he has the Magnamon Digi-Egg of, I don't remember the exact Digi-Egg for Magnamon, but he has it in the background over here. I think it's Miracles or Hope. But I actually do like what they did with this card. It does look really nice. I set these over here. Next, we're gonna go into the Argomon Digi-Egg. This is the one where when you unsuspend during your turn, you just gain a memory. So, put this at the bottom of your stack, unsuspend, gain a memory, go up to like 3 or 4, depending on how many you're put at. And I like this one because it looks like Argomon is just like a slime thing, living with the rest of his slimes in a swamp. But that's really it. It looks nice. It's better than the other alternate arts that this card has. So put that right there. Next we have Tactical Retreat. I haven't actually read this card before, but this is a 1-cost yellow option card for you can place one of your Digimon on top of your security stack face down. Pretty solid. And the Securities Recovery one, yeah, this is a solid card with a nice all. You got Leomon, Pulsemon, I forgot that thing, Mekumon, and then looks like they're running from, I forgot what that thing is called, but I do like the new art for this. I do really enjoy alternate art cards. We don't get them for some of the lesser favorited cards too often, so this is nice to see. But next we have the Promo Scenerizamon. This is the one that will give you Sec +1 as an inheritable if you have 13 or more, 13k DP or more, which is really good for Alphamon decks. As well as if it's on the field, your level 6 will gain Piercing. Or no, all of your Digimon with 13k or more DP will gain Piercing. So it's just another good facilitator of black decks. And then next card we have the BT6 Pagumon Egg. Sorry, Starter Deck 6 Pagumon Egg. This one is the on deletion. Trash 2 cards from the top of your deck. They put this in here to facilitate the to facilitate the Beelzemon deck more, because this goes along with their throwing Itmons into security to mill more. And then one thing I was really happy they did, I'm not going to put that sleeve on there. This is the EX2 Itmon. They printed another art for it, and I like this one a bit more than the other one, just because it fits with the new theme of the Itmon arts. But this is the one where if it's trash from your deck, you can mill 3, unless it was trashed by this Digimon card's effect. And then on play, you can play it, reveal the top 4, and then take a Beelzemon and an Mako. So it's another really solid card. And then they actually gave us 2 of these, which I thought was nice, because 2 starter decks you'll have a full playset. And then one thing I'm really glad they did do is they reprinted the BT2 Beelzemon. This is the one that you can just Digivolve on top of an Itmon you can Digivolve on top of an Itmon for 4 memory. And then it'll pop, I think, up if you have, it'll delete a level 4 or lower Digimon. And again, I like it if it's a new art of this deck, and I'm really happy they did that. And then last but not least, we have the new X Antibody option card. I like this. It's a nice art for anyone who wants to max rarity their decks. I like how, Alphamon and Omnimon are chilling on the sides of an X Antibody with, I think that's Dextro Goromon in there. Or maybe Death Examon, but it just looks so nice with like the shadows and the shading. And that's everything that came with the deck. If you guys liked the video, if you guys liked the video, like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you liked, tell me what you didn't like. If you didn't like the video, comment and subscribe. Tell me what you want to see. Tell me what you don't want to see. Follow us on our YouTube, DMV Drakes. Follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter is DMV Drakes. And also check out our Discord channel for tournaments and just overall Digimon. That'll be it for me. Have a good one.